How's it going, guys? So you may remember a few months ago I was in Egypt and I did a set of videos where I went diving across Sharm el Sheikh in the Red Sea. Well, this video is a video I filmed on the very last day of my trip there. We saw some really cool stuff, lots of fish, a really cool puffer fish, some pipe fish, just incredible stuff, and this was all within about 10 meters of the shore and without going underneath the water. I'm fully aware that diving's not accessible for everyone. People just may not want to do it or can't do it for whatever reason. So this video is just highlighting that you don't need to get on all that really expensive, really heavy gear to see some really cool marine life. My name's Adam and welcome to Naturescope. First of all, we'll be focusing on the things I saw at a really shallow depth. Everything you see here, including this jellyfish, was spotted within a metre of water. There's actually plenty of life to be seen in the shallows. You don't always think about it when you're paddling or swimming, but if you look down, there's lots to be seen. I love how this little sea snail had carved its own path out. You could see where it had come from, and it was travelling quite quick. It wasn't just the small fish we saw in the shallows. There was a small shoal of these almost tuna-looking fish. I'm not quite sure what they are, but they were really impressive. They were easily over half a metre long, some of them maybe even slightly bigger, and you can see the surface of the water and the seabed both in this shot, so it just shows you that there is life in these really shallow depths. I believe this is a small shoal of blue spot mullet. There was also this really small puffer fish relaxing on the sand. There were also these small sections of reef that attracted loads of fish. There was plenty of coral, sea sponge, anemones, but when you looked around there was all different types of fish, so many different colours and variations. Honestly, there was just so much to see. I saw more lionfish during this snorkel than I did the entire week scuba diving. Lionfish feast on smaller fish, so I'm guessing the shallower waters have smaller fish in there, which is why there were so many lionfish. Heading out to slightly deeper water now. Not quite the 1 metre we were in before, but only maximum around 5 or 6 metres. There's still plenty of life to be seen out here, but we'd heard rumours of turtles being in the bay, and this was sort of the best place to see them. Unfortunately though, I wish we did, but we didn't see any. But here's what we did see. There were these ropes surrounding the bay, and this was so that tourists like myself didn't swim off out into the open and into boat traffic. It's gonna sound quite weird, but fish are attracted to things, so you'll very rarely find fish in open water, but when you see rocks or reefs or things like this rope, there's always going to be fish around it. It's just a lot easier for fish to be around these things, be around these landmarks, than it is to be in open water. For a start, there's plenty of food already available there. There's plenty of places to hide, and there might be others of their species, so when it comes to breeding season, it's a lot easier. There were quite a lot of these sohal surgeonfish about. They were really beautiful fish, mainly all white with those orange and blue stripes. Every so often out in the deeper water, a shoal of these fusiliers would zoom on by, and then they'd sort of circle round and come back again. These really long fish are called cornet fish, and there was absolutely dozens of them. They moved really slowly, sometimes even not at all, and they were everywhere on the dive. They sort of turned their bodies almost like a snake to move. They were genuinely incredible to see, and I'd never seen them in this amount. I don't know if the footage does it justice, but some of these fish were easily over a metre long, and they were really thick. This was probably my favourite part of the snorkel. Around about 15 minutes in, just as we got out to the deep bit, we turned our backs and this little pufferfish was following us around. It then proceeded to follow us until we got out of the water. A lot of the pufferfish you can find in the Red Sea look quite similar, but I'm pretty sure this is a white spotted pufferfish. If you watch the footage, it would swim up to us, turn its back, swim away, loop back round and then come up to us again. We think it had been trained by tourists previously to do this for food, so this little pufferfish thought that if it swam away and came back, we'd give it some food as a little bit of a reward. After following us around for the entire snorkel, the pufferfish went missing, so we looked everywhere for it and we couldn't see it. And then we looked straight down, and on this table and chairs that are used to train divers, this pufferfish was just sat there. I bet you've never seen a pufferfish sitting on a chair before. We're coming towards the end of the snorkel now. One of the last things we spotted was this parrotfish. It was trying to munch on the little bits of coral that were really close to shore. This is a blue maxima clam. It really stood out amongst the brown bleached coral. Clams mainly eat things like plankton, so this blue clam was probably just open, eating things as they passed by. Right before we left the water, we spotted this beautiful yellow coral. I'm not quite sure what species it is, but it really stood out amongst the other colours. I really hope you enjoyed the video. That one really highlighted to me just how similar the things you see are snorkeling compared to diving. Okay, yes, there are certain animals that you do need to be 20, 30, even 40 metres under the water to get the full experience of and to see properly. But everything you saw in that video, I also saw diving at 10, 15, 20 metres depth. It's just a different perspective, floating and snorkeling from above compared to being, 20 metres under the water with all that heavy gear on. And I can understand why some people might prefer that. If you enjoyed the video, leave us a like, it really helps us out. Have you been snorkeling anywhere in the world? Where did you go and what did you see? Comment down below and subscribe to Naturescope to not miss any more of the hours and hours of underwater content we have coming this year. There is plenty coming, both snorkeling and scuba diving, from not just here in the UK but around the world. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you next time. Cheers.